Hello! My name is One That Is, and this is LEGO Transformers Springshot. Some items before we get started with this video. It hailed today. The storm has passed right now, and it's much better. Hear the birds outside singing. Also, another point, I have a job now. And it's a hard, labor-intensive job that takes a lot out of me, and I end up tired most of the time. Of course, the YouTube's always extra for me, so I don't really care much about it. Remember, I'm kind of like a jerk. So moving on to Springshot, who was made 2008, around the winter months, I suppose, here. And I just modified him just recently. Here he is beside a minifig to get you a size comparison. He's pretty average deluxe size. See, average deluxe size. If I put a Seeker jet on top of him, yeah, somewhere about that. This vehicle mode is perhaps a mobile artillery unit, though the gears here are the joint here is really noticeable, and when you lift it up for a full artillery mode look, he does tend to show off a little bit more of his robot junk. Yeah, but anyways, Springshot here has 4 cannons to blast away Decepticons. Yes, he is an Autobot, even though he has a war vehicle for an alt mode. I tried to give him a good color scheme, but I'm running out of pieces. What am I gonna do? Oh well. Anyways, we'll move on to his secondary type mode. I didn't really plan on this, but since I made the annoying couple, blue screen and feedback, I guess I should complete the set. Fold these back due to his legs. Yes, these are his legs already. Move this up. Can't see. And to his knee joints, bend them down. And he could be the right arm or the left arm of a Gestalt. The big combiner is gonna come up later. Probably gonna modify more parts, but you'll see. Yeah, these are supposed to be tank treads, so if I didn't mention that for your imagination's sake, I wanted to give you guys a chance to actually figure it out a bit. Off this to get the tread cable away, tread kibble, yeah. Just straighten out this leg part, and I encourage you to figure out this for yourself. Of course, there's a lot of compromises that I made for this guy. He is a deluxe size, but I think he does size up like lockdown when he stands up. He's kind of tall, but I don't have a lockdown, and I don't know. So yeah, those joints were brought to you by those blaster joints right here. You can see them, yeah. See those? They allow you to rotate the arm and swivel it up and down. From here, these are the arms obviously now, and they just clip off and fold down. For his hands, or the ends of his servos, I unnecessarily just put these in for some reason. I don't know why. They just seem to just come up for just to close up his 4 cannon hands, and then his whole chest and upper body head assembly falls down and forms down here. Now I could leave these up and display them as a radar dish or external lights or a laser tail thingy like Solar Stream, but I like to put them down on top of his head and give him like a hard hat thing. But makes him look top bulky. But Here, I'll give you a shot of his whole robot mode. He is a pretty lanky type of guy. He does have a tiny head, much like Dyke, the little mini bot that I made. This guy, yeah, tiny head. Of course, I didn't really mention any parts of his articulation, so I'll show you, because I like you to be a little bit thorough, and I want to set an example on what you could accomplish by making your own and probably advancing off this. His head can't go any farther than this, not really much. This can go up and down, this pivots up and up. This goes 360 all around due to that joint I mentioned. Elbows, shoulders, can't rotate. Very solid. Sorry about that, but the acid storm that I have can't rotate his arms either. So there, but he does have more. Much like in Dyke and a lot of other creations I have, his legs can only do this. It can't rotate, but it has legs up and down and knees. His posture can vary from, if you can see that, yep, from this slumped down to give him like a more relaxed or animalistic virtue, backwards leg thing. But I kind of like it this way anyways. Gives him more character, like how I depicted him in his bio. To be a little bit more specific, here is Springshot in his glorified picture. There's some headshots on the side. There's his artillery tank mode on right there, and his whole robot mode right there. I'll read out his motto: better to lose a battle than more bots. He is a self-proclaimed most agile tank. Springshot is an Autobot that is better, creating more trouble for anyone than help. However, he redeems himself to be quite the master of the terrain, like he says. On the battlefield, he is vulnerable without his teammates backing him up. Counting on them, he has very, very low esteem on his charisma, but he relies on his colleagues whether they like it or not. And most of his relations is not really good, but his best friend, for one, is Brazier, which I will show in another video. But Brazier puts up with him. He's okay. And unbeknownst to Springshot, Brazier is much smarter than he takes him for. His abilities, yeah, I have to give all this out so I show a good example for other people who are trying to do this. It's fine. Don't follow me because I don't know myself. His versatile artillery mode is able to move and fire at the same time. But this is where he gets his arrogance from. He can fire devastating quad shock barrages with pinpoint precision, whether on ground or in the sky. And with enough energon overflow, he can absorb it and disperse it in one shot at his target. The multi-spectacular lights, these things, are mounted to his back of the robot mode, and he can scan areas for Decepticon energy signatures as pretty good helmet, and it makes a pretty good helmet too. Wow, my handwriting's so bad I can't read it myself. Ignore that. He has weaknesses though. He relies on his teammates more in his full assault because he can't really move while shooting. In his artillery mode, he can't fix his limited positioning. You have to make all the calculations and make all the changes in your direction and all the tactical stuff. He takes a long time to move to a position. In robot mode, Springshot lets his overconfidence in his weaponry to his downfall. because he wants to have all the best functionality, he didn't bother to get switch out servos for his hands, so he's left with, quad-barreled gun hand. I mean, who wouldn't want this? Of course, you can't, pick up your coffee or Energon, and it requires you for somebody else to do that. And then I have tech specs, but that's enough of that. So there is Springshot. I am back, everybody, and I hope all of you have a fantastic day. I am one that is. Much to my degree, I encourage builders. To the future! Biff.